Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpole and Tim Van Stratton. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 119 of the stupidest sports show on earth. We're back. My name, as you all know, is Tim Night Train Van Stratton, and I'm joined in the new year for the first time in 2026 by Rodney Newpole. Rodney, welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Happy New Year, Night Train. And before we get started, I don't see it on the agenda. I want to give a shout out to my Illinois State Redbirds.
Oh, yeah.
Who lost in
one
one of the most heartbreaking, disgusting ways you can lose a national championship. And maybe it was because I am an Illinois State alum, but I feel like there was a lot of attention on that game last night. Good for FCS. Really good game. I don't know how much you got to see. Really good football game. And congrats to Montana State, the Bobcats, for the win.
I tuned in for Montana State's overtime possession. It was 34-28 when I tuned in.
Yeah.
And then I had it on. It was a phone watch. It was not a TV watch. It was a phone.
So it's your fault.
YouTube TV app. No. Let me finish. So I had it on, and I'm one of those people who, when I get a notification, it's very hard for me to just ignore the notifications. Like, I kind of just need to swipe.
Yes.
So I was getting blown up with texts or notifications, whatever, while it was happening. And sometimes what happens is if you have YouTube TV on and then you close out of it, it'll pause. So I kind of was losing track. I was like, okay, it's third down, whatever, third and long. And I swiped out of it. A few minutes had passed. I came back to screen. I saw that it was paused, and I just went to live, and it was as Montana State is on the field celebrating. And I was like, okay, well, clearly I need to go back and see what happened. And then so I saw the fourth down touchdown, and then the chip shot extra points, and So what happened with Illinois State? Did they try to go for two? Did they just miss the extra point? What happened?
No, so they had a chance to win it in regulation to get a first down. They were 4th and 1, and then would have bleeded. Had they got the fourth down, they'd been running the ball really well. 4th and 1, they decided to go for field goal. Field goal kicker got blocked, and actually Montana State probably botched the end. They had a chance to win it in regulation, but it went to overtime. They scored easily, and the holder dropped it. He dropped it. The holder dropped the ball. The
Tony Romo-esque holding there.
Yeah, the Illinois State kicking game was poor all year. So, anyways, and then they had 4th and 10 for the Bobcats, and they came away with that play. But I wanted to give one more quick shout out. Shout out to our buddy and trivia legend Skeeter Robinson.
Yes.
A week ago today, we spent our Tuesday night in a village known as Emden, Illinois, and put up a valiant fight. We were 3 points back going into the final question. Did not come away as winner, but we put up a good effort in our rookie debut.
All right. So backstory here, and I know that this is exactly how everyone tuning in what you want to hear about. But Rodney and we did trivia because a couple days before we were hanging out with our buddy Skeeter, and I think it was your idea. You were like, hey, why don't we go? Why don't we go to his trivia and tear shit up? So that's what we did. And we went on the drive there. We're like, I think that it would be cool to just be in the top 5. We weren't thinking about winning. But as soon as the first question hit, all I was thinking about was winning. I got ultra competitive. I was very, very upset at the 3 questions we missed. The whole game, Rodney, we missed 3 questions.
Yeah.
And they were all 50-50 questions, essentially. And those are going to sit with me and live with me because I know if we would have gone with our gut, we would be the trivia champions. We would have gone there, first timers, the big old dummies. That was our team name. And we would have won whatever the first place prize was. Do you even know what it was? I don't care what it was.
I don't care. I only want to know is if we win it. I don't want to hear ahead of time. So if we go back, I only want to know what the first place is if it's in our hands. So, but it was a fun night. Thank you, Skeeter, and thank you to the Village of Emden for that couple hour entertainment. And the food was pretty good. So shout out to the Stag RN in Emden, Illinois.
The biggest pork tenderloin sandwich I've ever had.
Yeah. Well, yes. You are from California, and they probably did not serve those in California, right?
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure that you could find them, but it is not a staple like it is here. But and you know, pork tenderloin sandwiches, they're known to outstretch the bun, if you will. Yeah. But like, it was impossible for me to hold the thing. I had to, with a fork and knife, eat the extra pork tenderloin just so I could get a grasp or a grip on the sandwich and then consume the rest. I mean, it was good. It was very good.
It's actually interesting because we both had state of Illinois staples because I had a horseshoe, which is probably something that they don't serve in California very often as well. It's a very strong Springfield, Illinois staple, which we were only roughly 35 minutes from Springfield. So two big Illinois staples a week ago, and shout out Stagger Inn.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I got a trip to California planned here within the next few weeks or so. Why don't you clear your calendar, fly out to SoCal? We'll find some good bar trivia there, and we'll enjoy some SoCal staples, right? Some tacos, whatever.
In-N-Out burger.
Oh, sign me up, man. Absolutely. Well, we can go to like Nashville for that now. That's a Nashville staple. Yeah.
That's true.
All right, real quick. We are going to get to lots of football talk over the course of the next hour. Thanks to everyone who's joining us. But this is a new year, so we wanted to just remind people that we have a new show time. It is clearly not right now because we're still on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. However, gone are the Friday 8 a.m. shows, and in are the Thursday 9 p.m. shows. So now we'll have the same time, 9 p.m. for all of our shows, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights. It's easy. It's clean, simple. We don't got to compete with Thursday night football anymore. Of course, Rodney, because we're very good at this, we are going to be competing with a college football playoff semifinal game.
Yeah.
But it's
honestly,
a one-time thing.
That's a live watch, though. We'll get zillions of people to join us because we'll be able to live talk about it probably near the end of the game. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll live watch the who plays Thursday night. That's not Indiana, so that's the Miami.
No, it's Miami. It's Miami Ole Miss.
Yeah. Somebody asked me tonight. I was at the East Peoria Morton basketball game. They asked me who was going to win the college football playoff, and I absolutely, without a shred of doubt, answered Miami. And they said win it all. And I'm like, yeah, most athletic team there. So I guess I'm going with Miami. I'm giving any picks away tonight on Thursday, whatever we got. I've got the Hurricanes winning it all.
And to think
that
they nearly missed the playoff altogether.
Well, the gentleman that asked me was a big Notre Dame fan. And he started by going, well, I guess Miami's not too bad after all, are they? And I was like, well, try to tell you that Miami was better than Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But
anyways, catch the first week of the season, partner.
Yeah. They beat you head to head. Point blank.
Head to head. So we are going to give our official college football semifinal picks later on in the show. But I want to start with NFL. I went back, Rodney. The last show that we did was after 15 weeks. So we're not going to sit here and recap week 16, 17, and 18. Unless you really want to, but I feel like it's kind of out of our brains, especially. All right. Can we just admit something now that it's just us and the people watching? I hate week 18.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. And the football, the noon slate, and honestly, like all of Sunday before Sunday Night Football, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was all pretty bad football. All
bad.
Around. It's too
and
much.
For the seventh year in a row, I'm pissed at myself for even entering DFS contests in week 18. Like I knew better. Yeah. I know better. I know better. I think every year, well, I can outsmart this. Like I know the guys that are going to play. I know the guys that are going to have big days, the incentive guys, or these are the guys that care. And I absolutely 100% zeroed out on week 18. And I mean, that's not really uncommon for any of us, besides if your name's not Skeeter, but like wasn't even close. Wasn't even close to cashing.
I cashed one lineup. Like $45 win. So that was good. That was nice.
Who did you have?
So my Millie Maker lineup was awful. It was an Eagles build, so it was like Tanner McKee and their garbage. And it was like 90-something points. Like it was dreadful.
Well, I played Dak.
Yeah, so my lineup, it was a single entry. It was 143 points. It was a Trevor Lawrence, Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, who sucked, but Tank Bigsby was also in there too. Michael Wilson, Trey McBride. I had Broncos defense, which was 21 points. Okay. So, but like, it was not at all like I almost won, but it was a single entry, small contest, so it was like top 50. So it was fine. But
Trevor's been sneaky good in DFS. I wish I would have played him, obviously these last 3 or 4 weeks. I had a lineup. So I actually threw a lineup where I played Trevor, and it didn't cash because I zeroed out on the week, but I played all 3 of his receivers. And so then when I saw in the group text that Brenton Strange scored a touchdown, I was like, lovely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have
Trevor
3 receivers, and he is not one of them.
Trevor Lawrence last 4 weeks. So he had 23 fantasy points against Tennessee, had 255 yards, 3 touchdowns. Against Indianapolis, he had 24 fantasy points because I think he ran for 2. Against Denver, so at Denver, he had 31 fantasy points, threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for another one. And then the game that he had against the Jets, 47 fantasy points with 5 touchdown passes and another one on the ground. He's ran for 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games.
That's pretty good. He's been really good.
In addition, yeah, he's been great. 4,000 yards on the year, 29 touchdowns, 360 rushing yards, however many touchdowns on the ground. Yeah, like it's been really good. And the Jaguars have been really good. And I got a lot of interest in that game against Buffalo. Like I know where you're at right now in that game, and you're gonna ride or die with Buffalo, and I totally understand it. But we can just like look at the bracket right now, and we could start with that game. But is it crazy, Rodney, to say that Jacksonville, the winner of the Jacksonville-Buffalo game, becomes the AFC favorite? And I'll go further. Like the winner of that game in Jacksonville this Sunday, is it Saturday? No, this Sunday. The winner of that Buffalo-Jacksonville game this Sunday will go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, no, it's not crazy to say because I'm riding Buffalo all along here. So I haven't been too hopped up on Jacksonville, but like at some point you got to be. They continue to win. They won 13 games. Like they had an opportunity at the number 1 seed going into the final week. So I mean, yeah, you're probably right because like we're not sold on Denver, we're not sold on New England. Pittsburgh's the 4th seed. Yeah, I think I don't think you're crazy for saying that.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo is a 6th seed. This is very interesting because like the Bills, and I don't know, and maybe you could pull this up real quick, what the current odds are to win each conference. And like, because I think the Rams still have the 2nd best odds to win the Super Bowl of any team, despite being a wild card team. Yeah. And I'm sure that the Bills probably have pretty decent odds there as well. But like historically, 6 seeds don't win Super Bowls. Like wild card teams don't win Super Bowls. And I was texting with a buddy earlier, said both the Rams and Bills would have to win 3 straight road games. Last time that happened was the Bucks with Brady. Before that, the 2010 Packers. Wild cards can make it to Championship Sunday, but only twice in the last 15 years do they win it all.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills are plus 475 third to win the AFC, and the Rams are plus 225 second to win the NFC. But the Rams are 2nd overall to win the Super Bowl. It's Seattle at plus 330 and the Rams plus 425. The Bills are 6th, 10-1 odds to win the Super Bowl behind the Patriots and Broncos.
Okay, so looking at the rest of the AFC side here, we could stick with there. So right now Buffalo is a 1.5 point road favorite.
Yeah.
Then you have Patriots Chargers in New England. New England's only a 3.5 point favorite, and honestly, listen, I like the Chargers. Justin Herbert's had a really good year. Jim Harbaugh's great. 3.5 is disgusting. For a, like, I think that we're forgetting. Yes, the Patriots had a very favorable schedule, right? But we're also forgetting that this Chargers team has the worst offensive line in all of football, statistically. The worst.
Yeah. So Patriots are going to continue to pressure Herbert, and
I just feel like Patriots are going to roll them.
Rookie running back in Hampton is going to have to maneuver through not getting any blocks. I feel like, I mean, I've been high on the Chargers for the most part, but I feel like Ladd McConkey's kind of been like invisible for them. Like, at least I did. I expected a pretty big year out of him. I really thought he would have a monster season this year, and really hasn't done much of anything. And I mean, is it weird to say the Chargers are kind of winning with smoke and mirrors? Are they?
I'm not sure what the Chargers as a team do, like, amazingly. Like, what is their elite trait as a football team right now? It's not pass protection. It's not running the football. It's not defense. Like, everything aside from their line, which is statistically like the worst in football, like, everything about them is fine, but there's nothing that screams like, oh, this is a Super Bowl contender. And it's crazy that they were as close to winning the division as they were. Yeah. And like, they've had some good wins because, again, they got a great quarterback and they're a well-coached team. And yeah, like, there might be an advantage that you're facing a Patriots team that, this is not the Patriots team with Brady. These guys are new to the playoffs. It's a Drake Bay's first time in the playoffs, his first playoff game. So, like, you do have advantages there, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't like the Chargers at all this weekend. I don't like them at all.
Yeah. I mean, and they got to go on the road. They got to go west. And I know it's not an early game, but West Coast to East Coast, things like that. Or is it? Is it a noon game on Sunday?
No, it's Sunday night. It's Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, Sunday night. So yeah, not as big a deal. If it was the noon game, maybe a little bit more of an issue there. But no, you're probably right. It's probably Patriots at 3.5. But I don't know. Like, well, take some time to think about it.
Yeah, take some time. We're going to do our best bets, our official picks for all these games on Thursday night for that show. But like, my first gut is Patriots for that one. I don't love the Chargers right now, and I think like that game against the Texans at home, where they just that I think really was very telling at the direction they're at. And speaking of the Texans, the final AFC game. For the first time in franchise history, Rodney, the Houston Texans are not having a playoff game at 4:30 Eastern on a Saturday.
Yeah,
which is remarkable. And you got your wish, my friend, on Mike Tomlin in a Monday night game.
Yeah, I mean, he's unbeaten. And so, like, that's got to come into play a little bit here.
I learned it's not just Tomlin. The Steelers franchise has not lost at home on Monday night since 1991. My whole lifetime. I was born in 1992.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So the Steelers have not lost a Monday Night Football since 1991.
In Pittsburgh. Yes. A home Monday night game since 1991. They are a 3-point dog against Houston. And like, this is one of those things where, like, Houston is so clearly and obviously a better team, but I can't in good conscience pick against the Steelers. Like that, like, that's sort of where I'm at in this game. Even though the Steelers were a 44-yard field goal away from missing the playoffs and Mike Tomlin potentially getting fired.
Yeah, and instead here we are, and Tomlin's all jacked up, and everybody's talking about how I mean, And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And that game was crazy. Like you said, we're not going to recap every game. I mean, people know what happened in that Sunday night football game.
Mm-hmm.
And that kick also essentially got John Harbaugh fired.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were probably going to look a different direction, but it's a little bit more difficult when you make the playoffs. And then
I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but like, there's a good case that if if Tyler Luke makes that kick, John Harbaugh has the job, and maybe it's Mike Tomlin that gets shown the door. Like it's just like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler Luke. Got John Harbaugh fired.
All right. So on the NFC side, the Seahawks get the 1 seed. For some reason, it is still hard for you to fathom that the Seahawks are statistically the best team in all of football this year. That's okay. I think of all of your weekly power rankings, the Seahawks cracked the top 5 maybe once or twice.
Yeah, not great on my part, I guess. And I don't know what it is. Is it still the Sam Darnold? Like, because we've seen that memory of Sam Darnold pissing away big games before that, like that doesn't go away. I don't know what it is, but man, they look good against San Francisco, though. I'll give them the credit for that. Yeah. They looked real good in that NFC West championship game.
I mean, the 49ers, in theory, have a pretty good offense when Brock Purdy's rolling, when Christian McCaffrey's rolling, and they couldn't do anything. Yeah. Like, you don't neutralize the 49ers running game like that.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey Seattle totally took them out of the game. It was obscene. And like, Seattle's the best defense or best defensive team in football. But what's scary about them is that they also have the ability to hang 38 on the Rams. And, like I'm looking at some of their games, like they've put up 31 against Pittsburgh. They had 44 against New Orleans. They had 35 against Tampa Bay. They had 27 against Houston, who's another great defense. They had 38 against Washington. They had 44 against Arizona. They had 37 against Atlanta. They had 38 against the Rams. Like, they can put up numbers. They got an elite receiver. Like, they got offensive coordinator in Clint Kubiak, who's one of the hot coordinators right now. In terms of head coach opportunities, Mike McDonald's been incredible as the head coach. Like, we kind of need to acknowledge that team could very well win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. I mean, number 1 seed in the NFC, but we went the whole AFC without even talking about the number 1 seed over there, the Denver Broncos. So that's just kind of how the playoffs are this year. But the top teams are kind of being underlooked, and maybe that's a good opportunity to bet on them. But like Vegas has Seattle as the favorites. So the people that know more than I do, because I don't know shit, at least like the Seahawks more than I do.
The rest of the NFC. So if you thought the New England Patriots were getting undervalued as a 2 seed, being only a 3.5 point favorite, how about the Chicago Bears, who I'm looking right now are a 1.5 point underdog?
Yeah.
At home.
Against
the Green Bay Packers, who the Packers, in case you're wondering, the Packers' last win was against the Chicago Bears.
Yeah. Back in like week 15.
Yeah, they've lost 14 because they've lost 4 in a row. They lost to Denver by a touchdown. They lost to the Bears in overtime, crushed by the Ravens at home, and then week 18 against the Vikings. Just had like negative yards on offense.
That tie is the reason they got into the playoffs, right? Well, nobody else went. No, the Lions, or even the Vikings.
They were 9-7-1. Yeah, both the Vikings and the Lions were 9-8.
Yeah, crazy. The whole NFC North finished above 500. And the Lions essentially finished in last place because Minnesota beat them in the tiebreaker. So Dan Campbell and his Detroit Lions, last place, went from first to worst.
They're going to get a last place schedule next year.
Yeah, scary.
That's kind of what that's like with the 49ers, except the 49ers actually had a losing season last year.
Yeah, and they're going to have a new offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. So Bears Packers, Bears being a 1.5 point underdog. I think this is our biggest disagreement of of the entire wild card weekend. You're going Green Bay. I'm going the Bears. I'm interested. Is it just like, because I see the argument for both sides here. Like, Green Bay's playing really poorly, but also, like, at some point we need to talk about how the Chicago Bears cannot play competent football outside of the fourth quarter.
Bears haven't played super either.
No. Like, and that's the thing. Like, they are not playing well up until late. Like, they've become the comeback kids.
Yeah.
And I was mentioning to you before the show, like, if the Bears weren't able to recover that onside kick against Green Bay and pull off that win a couple weeks ago, that basically clinched the division for them, we'd be looking at them saying, "Hey, that's a team that's lost 4 of their last 5 games."
Yeah,
going into the playoffs. Like, now, it's not like the losses are totally uncompetitive. Like the 49ers Bears game, they were a play away. The Lions Bears game, they lost by a last second field goal. They've had impressive wins. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Eagles. Like, they've had wins against good teams, and that was one of the big complaints that I had against them earlier this year. But I'm stunned to see them as an underdog, especially with Micah Parsons out for Green Bay and Jordan Love is banged up, and it just seems like it's a reputation thing. Like, it's just it's because it's the Packers, so they're going to be the favorite.
Probably in a first time playoff for a quarterback or first time playoff for a head coach. I mean, those are all factors into it.
Which I have some betting trends that we're going to get to right after this, and one of them does involve a team that was a playoff team the year prior versus a first time playoff team, and how that historically goes. Yeah. So that could be part of the reasoning there. The other 2 matchups, you have 49ers at the Eagles. I would have loved to see this if the 49ers were fully healthy. But Philadelphia's 4.5-point favorite, and I just don't see how San Francisco wins this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Philadelphia, the hope there is that they can turn on their playoff button. But as much as I have boasted about Nick Sirianni, like that this is a game they really need to win, because another first round loss is not going to go well in Philadelphia. And maybe that's who contacted Harbaugh.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to get to like coach talk a little bit later too, but as you just mentioned, like, there's been at least one team, probably more, that have inquired to John Harbaugh's agent that said, "Hey, keep us in mind," even though they already have a head coach. And I think Philadelphia, which was the organization, it feels forever ago because Harbaugh's been with Baltimore since 2008, but Philadelphia was the team that John Harbaugh was previously an assistant with before he got hired by Baltimore. So he has that close relationship with the city and the team. And also, I'm going to throw Buffalo out there. If Buffalo loses to Jacksonville this weekend.
Yeah, be interesting. But okay, let's go ahead with the rest of the playoffs so we can get to coaches later.
Yeah, well, the only other matchup too is a game that I thought was going to be Monday night, but instead it's going to be Saturday. It's Rams-Panthers. The Rams, well, okay, so you say that, but I'm not sure the Panthers don't keep it somewhat close.
No chance.
They're a 10.5-point underdog at home. They're the Rams are the largest. I believe they're the largest road favorite in playoff history. Yeah. I don't know if that's just wild card round or in general. I wouldn't surprise me if it's just in general. Like, you don't see 10.5-point road favorites in the playoffs unless someone's quarterback just gets destroyed in the round prior and somehow wins. Like, you don't see this.
McVay's been very good on the Eastern time zone. There was a stat today, and I wish I would have found the numbers, but he's been very good. I am not worried at all about the Rams going to Carolina. I think they win by 2 touchdowns or more. This ain't going to be close. I'm taking the Rams.
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Like, the Panthers, I don't think the Panthers win, but I feel like the Rams this year have not. I feel like the Rams have played down to their opponent too many times.
Yeah. Devontae Adams is back. Quentin Lake is back.
Yeah.
I
also, and I don't know if this helps or hurts, but we have seen the Rams and Panthers play in Carolina.
Yeah,
this
Carolina
year.
won.
And the Panthers beat them 31-28. Put up 31 points on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. And I think that hurts the Panthers, to be quite honest with you. If you needed any more incentive for McVay to get his boys ready, that could have been it.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to just share a couple of these. These are historic playoff betting trends. And like I mentioned, we are going to do our official best bets for betting later on this week on Thursday night's show. But to at least give you some nerd math. Maybe this is nerdy. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But I find this interesting. And I'll give you the numbers here, and you tell me if these mean much to you or if you're putting a lot of value in them. So first historical playoff betting trend. The last 10, and these are all playoffs, obviously. The last 10 betting underdogs that had more wins in the regular season than their opponent are 8-2 straight up, 9-1 against the spread. So who would that include? That would include the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are an underdog, who had more wins this year than the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And I believe that would also include the Chicago Bears.
San Francisco 49ers.
Do the 49ers have... Yeah, 49ers as well. Yes. So last 10 underdogs, more wins reported, 8-2 straight up, 9-1 against the spread. So that's 49ers, that's Bears, that's Jaguars, who all fit in that group.
Okay.
Now, number 2, the last 5, and some of these you're going to see are a little bit contradictory, but that's sort of the fun with these trends, right? Like these aren't gospel, but it's just something to consider. The last 5 road favorites in the playoffs are 0-5 straight up and against the spread. Now that could, that's a very small sample size because that's just the last 2 years. But that's the Rams, that's Houston, that's
Packers.
Buffalo, and that's Green Bay.
Yeah.
So chances are at least a couple of them are going to lose, like as road favorites, and
right.
So that's 2 stats right off the bat there that are negative for Green Bay and for Buffalo.
Yeah.
Number 3, since 2021. So this is last 4 seasons. Home favorites against a division rival are 9-0 straight up, 6-3 against the spread. That only applies to one wild card game. It's the Chicago Bears. But I don't think the Chicago Bears are a home favorite. So I don't know if that applies. Now, if the Bears do become a favorite, then it would apply. But the Bears are an underdog here. But
I think they did briefly. I think they started as underdog, went to favorite, and then went back, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it's flipped back and forth. So it really feels like that's a pick 'em more than anything. But divisional games in particular are it seems like, and by the way, the home favorites, I was looking at the stat a little bit closer, like the average margin of victory in these games, like the average score difference is like 32-13. Like it's like not even close.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times with these home favorites against a division rival.
Right.
All right. Betting trend number 4. This is what I referenced earlier. Teams who made the playoffs the year prior versus new playoff teams, first-time playoff teams, are 33-16-1 against the spread. So covering at about a 67% rate.
Packers, Rams.
Packers are an example. Rams are an example. Chargers against the Patriots are an example. Bills against the Jaguars are one. So were the Steelers in the playoffs last year?
No.
Were they?
No, I don't think so.
I can't.
No,
who remembers?
I don't think so because they went 9-8 and didn't make it.
I honestly can't remember. Or did they just get like crushed in the first weekend and no one remembers it?
Yeah, who knows? I'll look it up.
Who cares? Yeah, but so like that's an interesting fact there. So like I'm saying obviously I'm high on the Patriots against the Chargers, but like there is mathematically an advantage for teams that have been in the playoffs the year prior. There's just
Steelers made the playoffs and lost to the Ravens last year. 28-14.
I have no memory of it.
None.
I have no memory of it at all.
In the wild card round. No memory.
All right. And then this one I love. Since 2017, so we're talking about an 8-year sample size here. Teams who missed the playoffs the year prior and are wild card weekend favorites are 1-16 against the spread. I told you that like there's some contradictory numbers here. So that includes the New England Patriots, and the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Well, no, if the Bears are okay, so but the Bears are dark, so just the Patriots.
Yeah, just but again, could be favorites by the time Sunday gets here, Saturday night.
But could be favorites, yeah. So lots of kind of competing trends. So, but like a lot of stuff that I think is fun to consider here. But
yeah, that's some good stuff. Good stuff.
Nerd numbers, nerd math. All right. NFL head coach openings. I remember doing this last year where you were like asking me for what the latest news reports are and all that. I don't have much for you in terms of who's all getting interviews. There's a lot of teams doing a lot of interviews, but all I could tell you is that Jason Garrett's getting an interview with the Tennessee Titans. All I know is that the Titans are interviewing Matt Nagy and Jason Garrett for their head coaching job. And I just have to say, Cam Ward, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. That's a pretty awful way to start the offseason if you're a Titans fan. So
I cut out on me there. I didn't hear exactly what you said, but I don't mind Garrett on NBC.
No, I was just saying, like, if you're Cam Ward, I'm just so sorry that you're hearing Matt Nagy and Jason Garrett linked to the job there.
Oh, while we're putting out facts here, I found out today that before Week 18, before the games on Week 18 happened, there was only one quarterback in the National Football League that played every snap for his team. There was only one. I mean, I kind of given it away after what you said, but that was Cam Ward. Cam Ward was the only quarterback in the NFL that played every single snap. And then, of course, he didn't play every snap in the final game because he hurt his shoulder on a touchdown run. But impressive for Cam Ward to be that durable this year in his rookie year. Yeah. But
the team was such a dumpster fire. I have no idea how to evaluate his season. Like I heard no one talk about it at all. Yeah. Like he was barely talked about as a rookie, like before the year anyway, because everyone was talking about Shedeur Sanders somehow. Yeah. But like no one, I've heard nothing about Cam Ward.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't know either. I mean, he had flashes that you'd see on Red Zone or whatever, but the Titans were terrible, and that's still a reflection of the quarterback. Unfortunately, that's the nature of it. If your team's terrible, well, the quarterback probably is struggling.
All right, so let's get to the NFL head coach openings. So right now, there are 7 teams that have a vacancy at head coach. So there's my New York Football Giants, there's Cam Ward's Tennessee Titans, there's the Cleveland Browns, it's the Las Vegas Raiders, it's the Atlanta Falcons, it's the Arizona Cardinals, and now, as of a few hours ago, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, is it obvious that the Baltimore Ravens are the best opening out of all of those, or do you feel like if you're a potential head coach, are you looking at another team? Like, if it's obvious, then you could say who's besides Baltimore, who's the best opening. But just sort of, what would be your thoughts if you were a hot assistant somewhere, and all of these teams were calling you about their head coach vacancy?
Honestly, why not the Falcons?
I feel like the Falcons might be the worst.
Why though? You've got Bijan, you've got Drake London, you've got Kyle Pitts. You're in a bad division.
That's the advantage there, but like their quarterback situation is horrible because of the Kirk Cousins contract, and also like Michael Penix Jr. is getting hurt and not sure if he's the guy.
Yeah, but Kirk wasn't bad when he played late in the year.
when they were like out of it already.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if speaking of the Falcons, this is kind of a tangent, but the Falcons and Jets played earlier, and the Jets beat them. If the Falcons would have won that game against the Jets, the Falcons would be the division champs, and also the Jets would have the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, wild, huh? Wild how neither team. Yeah, that's crazy. But let me back to this. I have been so high on Baltimore Ravens, obviously.
Yeah.
But like now here I am sitting like, are we sure that the Baltimore Ravens are that talented that people are going to want to like, I mean, obviously some, people are going to take that job, but are we sure? Like Derrick Henry is about done, right? Like how much shelf life does he have left?
How are you saying now, Mr. I'm going to play Derrick Henry every week in DraftKings, that Derrick Henry's done? Where like the last time we saw Derrick Henry, he won people championships in week 17.
I mean, he's aging. Lamar Jackson is not running nearly as much as, which makes that a big deal for him. I don't know. I just have questions on the Baltimore Ravens now with that head coaching opening. I don't know. Like you got Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart in an emerging defense. Why isn't the Giants' job the best job available?
Well, I do think the Giants' job is probably I think it's definitely trending toward the good side than the not so good side. Yeah. Like out of all of the openings, like the Giants have pieces. They got a quarterback that people are high on, but like a couple issues there are it's a lame duck general manager who could very easily like be fired, and then suddenly a new GM is going to come in. But I was looking, and I believe the Falcons right now are the only team right now that has a GM opening as well as a head coach opening. Yeah. All the other head coach spots have a GM that's still in place. So like everyone's saying like, oh, Joe Shane, he's a lame duck, but like who's to say that isn't the case for the other teams out there that have head coach openings?
Can we agree on this though? The Raiders is the worst.
But like, is it? If you're going to you have the number 1 pick in the draft?
You're bad.
Fernando Mendoza?
That roster is terrible.
It's not a good roster. I agree.
I mean, you do. So Brock Bowers obviously is a stud. Brock Bowers is a stud, but like, he's not going to win you he's not going to single-handedly win you games. They're probably going to get rid of Max Crosby. Ashton Genty is question mark.
He's good.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? You can either be the head coach of the Raiders or the Browns.
Yeah. I mean, or the Titans.
Oh, but like, I think I'd pick the Titans and the Raiders over the Browns, because the Browns are in a spot to where they're not. They got 5 quarterbacks. All of them seemingly are bad. They're not picking first or second. So like they're not going to get a Fernando Mendoza in there. They don't have a Cam Ward already in the roster. It's Cleveland. Like that to me, that's easily the worst job that's available right now.
Raiders are terrible. So I feel like the Raiders just need to like go get an assistant for 2 years or something and get some of these. They're paying like 5 coaches. They're paying.
They are. Yeah.
Kelly, they're paying. Aren't they? They're paying Antonio Pierce. They're paying.
Yeah. Well, since everybody. Since Gruden resigned, they've hired and fired McDaniels. They've hired and fired Pierce. They've hired and fired Pete Carroll. And Chip Kelly as a coordinator as well. Yeah. It's a bad situation. So as of right now, I'm on DraftKings. The odds for the Raiders. I'll give you the odds for the teams available. So the Raiders favorite. Do you want to take any guesses?
Raiders favorite at a head coach? Well, it's going to be
plus
somebody
150.
It's somebody that Tom Brady's associated with. Is it?
Yes, it is. He used to be a Patriots assistant way back when. He is a former head coach.
Is it Josh McDaniel?
Is it? that would be the ultimate turn. No, it is Brian Flores.
Yeah, okay. Which would be a good hire, right? Like
who, if you remember, once upon a time, the Dolphins were very much trying to get Tom Brady. like after he left the Patriots, and this was when Brian Flores was the coach. So I think the two of them are still like pretty close. So Brian Flores is the pretty good favorite there. The Falcons right now, Clint Kubiak is their favorite at plus 300, but I feel like the Falcons that they could go any sort of directions there.
Something hit me today. Falcons were going to hire Deion Sanders.
Why would Deion? So not only do you have Deion going to the NFL, but going to a team that has a head coach opening that isn't the one that his son plays for.
Yeah, they could trade him. But my lasting image of Deion Sanders is playing for the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not breaking news here. I'm not telling the internet that the Atlanta Falcons are hiring Deion Sanders. It just literally hit me today. I was like, Falcons, Deion Sanders.
You have such a weird view of the Atlanta Falcons franchise. If you think they're the most desirable spot and that Deion Sanders is going to be their next head coach.
I don't know as if I said they're the most desirable spot. I just think they have some pretty good talent and they're in a dog shit division.
It is a bad division. It is a bad division.
Yeah, I mean,
it's bad.
I mean, three teams won 8 games. That's it.
Yeah. The Cleveland Browns favorite, I don't think you're going to get it. It's Chris Shula at plus 450, but like Cliff Kingsbury's there, Joe Brady, Jim Schwartz, who I think is already on the staff. There's their defensive coordinator, Rob Saleh. Talking about like the Browns are a team that I think like no one really knows.
Chris Shula, I should know this, is a Don Shula's son, right?
Is it Don's son or grandson? Whatever.
Yeah.
He might be. I think he's a grandson.
Yeah. So
I think Mike Shula. I think there's Mike Shula, and then I think Chris might be his son.
Okay. All right. It didn't really matter.
I think.
But yeah.
It's Shula. It's a Shula. Like it's a good bet. The Titans, as I mentioned earlier, Matt Nagy's currently their favorite at plus 130. Like pretty good favorite. And then the Giants are the only one that has a head coach that has minus odds. John Harbaugh is now minus 150 to be the Giants head coach. Wow. Stefanski at plus 200. If you had to ask me today, like it's got to be one of those two guys that becomes the Giants head coach.
And as a New York Giants football fan, you've got to be pretty excited that you could get John Harbaugh.
I mean, yes, I would imagine so. Like John Harbaugh is a great name. He's what they need in terms of building a culture, stability. Like they have had, since Tom Coughlin, it's been McAdoo for 2 years. It's been Pat Shurmur. It's been Joe Judge. It's been Brian Dable. Like giving assistants first-time jobs as head coaches, and like hasn't worked. Like yeah. And I'm sure that the Giants and the way they do things, like when they hired Tom Coughlin, he was an older guy. He had a good stint in Jacksonville. They gave him a chance, and I feel like they're going to look at Harbaugh and be like, he's our new Coughlin. Like he's 63, but he's still young at heart, But yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be excited if and even Stefanski too. Like you could definitely see it just because he made chicken salad out of chicken shit, as they say in Cleveland for a lot of those years. But I think Harbaugh definitely is priority there. And then Baltimore doesn't have any odds yet, and Arizona doesn't have any odds. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Arizona fired Gannon, even though Arizona was terrible and Jonathan Gannon kind of sucks. But
yeah, I mean, I think his thing with the who was that argument he got in with that kind of brought some red flags on him, I think.
Oh yeah.
Somebody dropped the ball in the end zone. Who even was that?
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Gannon kind of had
face with them, and I think at that point there was red flags. And I'm not saying there should or shouldn't be, but since then there's been a little more heat on him. And see ya, Jonathan Gannon.
And then Baltimore, like, who do you turn to replace John Harbaugh? Baltimore, by the way, like for all the talk about the Steelers never firing head coaches, Baltimore's had 2 head coaches since 1999, Brian Billick and John Harbaugh. Like it's a very stable, competent organization. Like that's a job that in theory, you get that job, you're going to be there for a while. They always are competitive. Like,
why can't Kevin Stefanski take that?
I don't see why not.
He knows the division.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the division. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a decent. So Harbaugh goes to Giants and Stefanski goes to Baltimore.
I'm not sure if this was legitimate, but Jesse Minter, who is the Chargers defensive coordinator, he was on the Ravens staff. He was a defensive backs coach there. He was with the Ravens from 2017 to 2020. So he has those Baltimore ties. So like he could make sense to go there and take over as the head coach. But I mean, that's a good job. All right. Real quick, like we're already 52 minutes in here. So college football playoff semifinal, Miami, Ole Miss. You've already got on the record, Rodney, and you've declared Miami will win the college football playoff.
And I think Miami will win this game. I love Trinidad Chambliss, but I think Miami's too athletic and too talented. I like the Canes in the Thursday night game.
Do you have any issue with the fact that now we've had 2 years of this 12-team college football playoff, and Indiana is the only team out of the 8 that had a bye that won a game?
Yeah, it's a little concerning. But Indiana had no issues.
No. Indiana looked very good. Very, very good.
No issues.
Boy, did they. Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite against Ole Miss. Like, the whole Ole Miss situation with the coaches that are like going to Baton Rouge now with recruiting and then coming back, like it's so weird. But like Ole Miss deserves credit for getting to this point and beating Georgia in a thrilling game last weekend was awesome. It's going to be a high scoring game. And I think that this is going to be like a situation where Trinidad Chambliss is going to have to carry them. But yeah, it's hard not to like Miami. They have so many pro dudes on both lines. Like, they like where they win in the trenches. They just got pros there.
Yeah.
And it's
I like Miami to win that one. And then the Friday night game, like I want to think Oregon has a chance here, but like why should I do that when Indiana just continues to do what they're doing? And like the Mendoza story, I think I got to take Indiana Friday night.
I'm going with Indiana as well. It's just Indiana, Miami would be a very fun national championship.
It would. And Fernando Mendoza grew up just outside of Miami, I'm fairly sure. So
he did. Yeah, he's a South Florida boy. Yeah, Cuban South Florida boy. Has played Miami, not this year, but the year prior when he was at Cal. So obviously he's not the Fernando Mendoza Heisman winner, projected first overall pick that we know him now, but a little bit of that would be a fun game.
Because that makes sense, because California is planted right on the Atlantic coast as part of that Atlantic Coast Conference, clearly.
Yeah. ACC staple, University of California, Cal Berkeley.
Rivalry game between Cal and Miami.
Where is the national championship? Is it in Florida this year?
The national championship? That's a great question.
It's at Hard Rock Stadium. So for Miami, it would literally be a home game for the Miami Hurricanes in their home stadium.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I like the Canes. I like the Canes even more. And that situation could come to play in the NFL, too. San Francisco's got to win 3 in a row, and they're going to have to do it on the road. They had every opportunity to never leave their city again had they just beaten Seattle. But the Super Bowl's played in San Francisco, so they got the opportunity. But that's cool on Miami, Hard Rock. That's cool.
Yeah. Shout out to the state of Florida, by the way. Had the Florida Gators win the NCAA championship. Had the Florida Panthers go back-to-back. Miami FC won the MLS Cup. And now potentially the Miami Hurricanes could be national champions all in the same year.
And we have seen several Tampa Bay Lightning runs over the last decade.
Well, I'm just talking like this year, like in the last 12 months. Like it could be 4 championships there in the state of Florida.
Can I make a bold prediction?
Yeah, hit me.
The Miami Marlins will not win the World Series.
That is bold.
The Miami Heat will not.
Whoa.
The NBA Finals.
Whoa.
And there is no Florida team. Jacksonville Jaguars? Question mark?
I mean, I am a believer. Like there is an insane amount of proof that like regions, like states and cities and regions, all their teams all find success at the same time.
There you go. Throw all those trends we just gave in this 55-minute show so far. Throw them out the door. Jacksonville Jaguars Super Bowl champions because the state of Florida is red hot.
Florida. That's right. And I mean, like the Mariners were one game away from going to the World Series. It should surprise no one that the Seahawks are the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, so they'll choke in the NFC title game or something then.
But like the fact that both teams are really, really good in the same year, like
so like the Blues
and also
the
also the Dodgers were the World Series champions. So don't be surprised if the Rams find themselves playing on Super Sunday again.
And the Cardinals were terrible, so now the Blues are terrible.
Yeah, see it all comes together. It all comes together. The reason that New York sports hasn't won a championship in so long, like all it takes is one team to break through, and then the rest will break through. Like
just break the seal.
You get the Yankees, you get another title for the Yankees, and then suddenly, hey, the Knicks finally get it done. You know,
the floodgates come open. Yeah,
that's all it takes. All it takes, man. All right, best bets for betting. So even though we weren't on the air the last couple weeks, Rodney and I were still putting out our picks. And we just want to recap them real quick just to set the scene. Just to set the scene for our picks on Thursday. And I got to say, Rodney, this is a competition now. So
yeah, these were
this is a couple weeks ago. So this would have been week 17.
Yeah, this is embarrassing.
This
is embarrassing to even look at. Just flip the screen. I won 1 out of like 5 there. Good job.
And it was NBA. I mean, good NBA pick. You got the Bulls there, but Chargers L. Jets lost by about 100 points. Bucks lost. Rams. Yeah.
Just flip the screen, would you?
All right. So I did one game better here. I went directly against you in the Texans game. Won that. Panthers weren't great. I went with you on the Bucks. That didn't work out. Bills lost, and that one was sad. And then the Niners Bears, that was a fun one. The Niners won by 4. So I gained a game on you that week. And then this past week, week 18, was a little better for you. Now you had a tough start on Saturday with the Buccaneers again.
That's bullshit. But Buccaneers Panthers, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
How is that
right there?
How is it bullshit?
But maybe Todd Bowles literally like, hey, you guys want to come? You guys want a chance here? Like, worst coach currently still employed in the NFL.
Hey, do you think the Buccaneers are one of those teams that is thinking about John Harbaugh right now?
Yeah, maybe. 49ers didn't even come close. But then, because I am extremely resilient, I came back with 3 wins on Sunday. Giants, Cowboys. Not really the picture I had in mind of getting to the over 49 and a half.
No. Like, this is the thing where just because you got the bet right doesn't mean that you analyzed it correctly, because all Sunday I kept hearing from you about how you were going to play nothing but Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott was going to shred the Giants. And I think Dak Prescott finished the game with 70 total yards and was pulled at halftime.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb had 1 catch and George Pickens had 1 catch.
It did just absolutely nothing. So it was all the Giants.
I would have said like 42-13 or something in this game.
Dallas winning.
Yeah. So I got that win. I'm patting myself on the back for that one. Rams sent Jonathan Gannon to the unemployment line, and I found the secret. Continue betting against horrible teams. Bills -7.5 over the Jets.
Even though the week prior you bet the Jets +13.5 against the Patriots.
That's why I said I have figured out the recipe for success.
So from week 17 to 18, you had that realization.
Yes. Yeah. Christmas hit me, and I was like, hey, that's a good idea.
All right, and then I finished the regular season real strong here. I went against you on Panthers Bucks, and thank you, Todd Bowles. So the Panthers didn't win, but they covered, and that is more important. Saints didn't win, but they covered. Thank you to Raheem Morris.
That's what I'm saying.
The coaches that you despise. Eagles, speaking of coaches I despise, the Eagles were my one loss. I still
On
do
you.
not understand why the Eagles decided to just not at all try in Week 18, where they would have had the 2 seed today. They would have been facing a depleted Green Bay Packers team, and they would have had a home game in the divisional round. Instead, they're going to have none of that.
But like I say, Nick
Playing
Sirianni.
chess. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though everyone is saying
everybody
that
else is playing
everyone is saying that the Eagles are dying to fire Sirianni and bring in Harbaugh, but okay. Lions get the big win against the Bears, and then Steelers plus 3.5. Even if the Ravens won that game, I would have won that bet. Never go against Tomlin, baby. So after that, Rodney, at the last week of us doing the show was me talking about my Ofer picks.
Yeah.
And now we sit here today.
Yeah, but that's embarrassing. We're under 500. We're under 500. Like, get rid of those records. Just say we're tied. We're tied. 47 and 48. Come on, man. All right, we're tied.
Too many bets on the Buccaneers this year. I think that's what it was.
So we'll continue with. And
you know what?
I guess we'll have to do our Thursday night best bets for betting.
Yeah, we'll do Thursday night. And honestly, I don't know if you want to do your own unique things, but maybe like we just do 6 each, and it's just all the NFL wildcard games. So we just give our bets.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I probably won't have a major lean on the betting lines for the college games, and since one will be started already, we can ignore Friday. And we'll just we'll pick all 6. We'll pick all 6 NFL games.
Yeah.
But this is not going to stop after the NFL playoffs, because my advantage will then move to college buckets.
Right. I'm gonna have to really get into the NBA betting space there and Winter Olympics.
Oh no. Winter Olympics betting? No.
Winter Olympics. What do you know about the alpine skiing?
I'm cooked, bro. I'm cooked.
All right, let's do a Mount Rushmore of the best 19s in all of sports. This is a number to me that there is not a single player that immediately comes to mind, and maybe that's a problem. But like 18, which was the last one we did, 18, like Peyton Manning, immediately comes to mind. 19, you got to think about it a little bit, but that doesn't mean that there are players not worthy of the Mount Rushmore. In baseball, I'll give you 4 right off the bat.
Yeah, I know one.
Robin Yount.
Yeah, that's not the one.
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, he's the one I immediately think of.
Tony Gwynn, Joey Votto.
Yeah,
potentially future Hall of Famer, and then Bob Feller. Now, Bob Feller, obviously, that's a little bit before our time. Robin Yount Robin Yount was like when you were like a kid is when he was sort of winding down his career a bit. But like Tony Gwynn, absolutely, like I remember, you remember. Joey Votto is in our generation as well. But yeah, I like out of these 4, I would be inclined to say Tony Gwynn as well.
Yeah, no, I think Tony Gwynn makes it as the MLB representative with Joey Votto maybe like on standby.
Joey Votto or Robin Yount, Robin Yount is the Hall of Famer.
But I think this is a number we can get one from each sport.
Yeah, well, let's try it. So NFL, there's some good players like Keyshawn Johnson is there, Bernie Kosar, but Johnny Unitas is the pretty runaway pick here.
Yeah, no, I think so too. That is, I don't think there's any question there. You said runaway. I agree. National Hockey League, I'm just going to say there's one that I love, and that's Steve Yzerman.
Ooh. Yeah. Was Jonathan Taze number 19?
He is, but he's not eligible.
He is not eligible. I mean, and I think Steve Yzerman is a better pick anyway.
Yeah, but Jonathan Taze is not eligible. He's a Blackhawk.
Now, how about some other 19s? Like, not to discredit, like, because there are a couple others. Joe Thornton was number 19. Joe Thornton's pretty damn good. Was Joe Sakic as well?
As far as I know, he was 19.
Yeah,
yes.
Joe Sakic as well. I was also going to say, how about Matthew Tkachuk?
Yeah, strong 19 for the puck, but it's still Stevie.
Good hockey number. That's a good hockey number. This number 19. Yeah. So Stevie Y over Joe Sakic.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, I mean, I'll go with you there. I don't have like the immediate lean. So if you feel good about Stevie Y, we can roll with that. But man,
This is
that's a
where
good
we would need
that's a good number for hockey.
we would need hockey guy Dan to check in and like break
Yeah.
down the numbers of Stevie Y versus Joey Sakic for it. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Stevie Y on this one.
Now, NBA, this is where I think it gets a little tricky. Willis Reed was number 19.
Pretty good though.
He was pretty good. Don Nelson, when he was a player, was number 19.
Yeah, won 5 championships.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think it was because of him though. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Bill Russell had some to do with that a little bit more. I don't know, man. Like I look at this NBA list, and there's not a person here that I think is worthy of being up on the Rushmore with Unitas, Tony Gwynn, and Stevie Y.
So let's say this. Well, so for one, Sam Cassell was 19. He's also that's a good 19, not great. But okay.
But so, Sam Cassell was only 19 for 5 seasons. Like
okay,
he wasn't
so you
a career 19.
You get the choice here.
Yeah.
You get the choice of Joe Sakic or Robin Yount.
I think I gotta go with Joe Sakic.
Yeah. Yeah, so 2 hockey guys, which has probably never been done in the history of the Mount Rushmore. Never once have we had 2 hockey guys in one Rushmore. Dan would be so proud of us right now.
I mean, Joe Sakic, 625 goals, 2-time Cup winner, Hall of Famer, like Hart winner. Pretty good, man. Pretty damn good player.
I'm good with it. Robin Yount, also a good player, but I left it up to you, Joe Sakic. Great choice. 2 hockey guys.
Yeah, like Robin Yount technically by career WAR is above Tony Gwynn, but also like Tony Gwynn freaking rules.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of the tiebreaker there. That Tony Gwynn is a player that like unlike any that we have ever seen and we will ever see again.
Yeah. No, I'm not leaving Tony. I'm not removing Tony Gwynn from this. It's not happening. So that's good. So recap: it's Tony Gwynn, it's Stevie Y, it's Joe Sakic, and it's
and Johnny Unitas.
Johnny Unitas.
That's a good. For me going in and being like, I don't know who 19 was. That's a damn good Mount Rushmore, and that's not including Joe Thornton and Robin Yount and Joey Votto and Don Nelson, Sam Cassell for those 5 years.
Good work. Good work.
Yeah. No, really solid. All right, let's get out of here. This was a long show, but it was so much to be expected. This is what happens when you muzzle us during the holidays.
Right.
But a couple reminders. So you can follow us at Stupid Sports Show on Twitter, still not X. Listen to all 119 episodes of the Stupidest Sports Show wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. Make sure to like and subscribe. As you mentioned before, and we mentioned earlier, we do have a new programming time. Instead of Friday mornings at 8 Central, we'll be on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Central. So Tuesday nights, Thursday nights. Wire this into your brain. It's very important. So the next time we'll be on, we'll be doing our best bets for betting for the NFL wildcard weekend. Also be catching, I'm assuming, the end of the Miami game, the Miami Ole Miss game.
Yes, come join us. We'll watch with you. It is because that's a 6:30 start, so it will be the end of it. But come watch the end with us, and we can see what happens. We're both taking Miami in that one, so let's see if the Canes can get it done. But yes, Thursday night, and then it'll probably be the final, and then we'll just have NBA and college basketball on Thursday night. So that'll be a little
and
more
hockey.
Yeah, I forgot about hockey. Yeah, this coming Thursday, it's a 4-game slate in the NBA. Pretty weak. Pacers at Hornets. How about the Hornets beating Oklahoma City? That's a different story for another day.
Hornets and the Thunder are both 6-6 in their last 12 games.
You know my love affair with the Charlotte Hornets, though.
Oh, I know, my friend. I know. It's the most. It is the most entertaining, exciting 29-win team in the NBA. Is this an official declaration that the Charlotte Hornets are your team now?
I mean, just look at me. The snapback.
It kind of feels like it. It kind of feels like you have officially chosen the Hornets.
Hornets. I'm an official Charlotte Hornet fan.
Whoa. That's big. That's a big deal.
Congratulations. They just came to Chicago. I would have loved to have gotten to the Windy City for that one. They just were in Chicago on the 3rd of December. I don't think they do. They do come back in February. Charlotte at Chicago on a Tuesday night. I could cancel the show and go to Chicago that night.
Road trip? Road trip? Let's see the Hornets.
Better
that
yet.
Sounds fun. I lost you. Sorry. Sorry. I heard you say better yet, and then I don't know what happened after that. Did anything good happen? Hello? Hi. Are you there?
Yeah, I lost you there.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Anyways, let's get out of here.
All right. Yeah. No, I was just inviting myself on that road trip to Chicago to see the Hornets.
I think with the internet going on, that means my mom is shutting off the internet. It's time to go to bed.
All right, let's go to bed. Let's get out of here. Thursday night, 9 p.m. The next show. Don't miss it. He's Rodney Newpel. I am Tim Night Train Van Stratton, and this has been another great edition of the stupidest sports show on earth. See you guys.
See ya.
Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpel and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah.